So you support marijuana legalization? You're a stoner. Talk about a conspiracy? You're insane. Everybody wants to define you. Stoner, noun, a loner. 2. Degenerate, stupid pot smoker. 3. Harmful and dangerous toker. 4. Headed towards doing some coke or 5. A murderous, bloodthirsty horror, killing others how they started repressing the borders. When they told us it was Mexicans with gun in hand, smoking on some cannabis, they told white men this to scare them into listening. In 1937 they passed the Tax Act by a greedy politician who wanted some cash back. The bill stopped anyone from growing marijuana so Senator Aslinger could hold on to his dollars. For years kept on passing without a mention, while blunts kept on passing with jazz musicians. We were missing the innocent significance this cannabis indulgement had on our development in music, arts, and our culture. For better or for worse, I can't say, but it's changed us. Even before the 60s that had made this shit famous. Now take a listen into my intelligent diction. The rhythm that I'm spitting flows like friction never existed. So light it up to expose the truth behind deceit. Light it up, take a puff, then ash and pass the weed. Then light it up like the views that I'm dangling for you to set off revolution against the tried and untrue. So light it up to expose the truth behind deceit. Light it up, take a puff, then ash and pass the weed. Then light it up like the views that I'm dangling for you to set off revolution against the tried and untrue. That's the sound of a lighter igniting a fire, shining lighting on hiding political liars, trying to keep lying from leaking and reaching the big screen or speaking from the lips of Bill O'Reilly or even Larry King. Let me take a second and discredit any lies your ears or eyes or mine have fallen to believing. I'll use a glowing orange tip of this blunt to illuminate a truth you may have never heard or simply forgot. It makes you go insane, flip your brain, run outside mean and screaming and murdering things. It makes you relax, chill and lay back, takes effect to hinder any violent act. It eats away your brain, leaving you a moron with a neuron no longer belonging to your name. It has no effect to mismanage or damage any lobe of your brain or body for that matter. If I had a list, I would need a ladder to let the scroll roll down, cause all this fiction could go on for hours. Okay, let's cut the shit on prohibition. Are you missing what the 20s did to social alcoholism? Not to mention it was the beginning of time for the mafia and American organized crime. You're the ones that made bud a fucking gateway drug. You handed it to dealers who could lace it with stuff. They sell their dope along with coke, cause if they get it down your throat, they know they'll have you turning back like you were doing do-si-do. Cause you can trace American history economically, where Wall Street holds more power than any nominee. Where it always comes down to lust, greed, and lobbying the rich people's country like chocolate democracy. A lot of chocolate would be optimum right now, but the munchies never buried anybody in the ground. So light it up to expose the truth behind deceit. Light it up, take a puff, then ash and pass the weed. Then light it up like the views that I'm dangling for you to set off revolution against the tried and untrue. So light it up to expose the truth behind deceit. Light it up, take a puff, then ash and pass the weed. Then light it up like the views that I'm dangling for you to set off revolution against the tried and untrue. My terribly scary vocabulary could very well bury a message carried by miracle lyrics. So now that you hear it, press rewind and set the time back to 0, and instead of your ears, listen with your mind this time. Every previous line was written while I was high. It helps clear my head up better than a wash in the shine. This passion rapping is over, I'm almost sober, so let me speak at the end of this song to give you some closure. Seriously, the benefits of legalizing marijuana are innumerable, and the downfalls, they're either theoretical or they're non-existent. So anybody with any common sense can see that we should be doing it. The only reason it's still legal today is because the people in power, drug cartels, politicians, they're making money off of it. That's what it all comes down to, every time. Prohibition has never worked, not with alcohol, not with drugs, not with anything. If people want something, they're gonna get it. It doesn't matter what the government does to try to control it. Besides, the way I see it, the government has just as much right to decide what goes in my mouth as to what comes out of it.